Hey folks, so you're probably wondering why Silicon Valley always seems like it's miles ahead of the rest of us when it comes to innovation, right? Well, today, we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of how nonlinear editing, or as the cool kids call it, NLE, is totally shaking things up over there. Alright, so first up, let's break down what nonlinear editing actually is. Basically, it's this super cool way of messing around with digital audio, video, and other stuff without, actually ruining the original files. Companies like Google and Apple, and can't forget Tesla, they're all taking advantage of NLE to supercharge their prototyping. For example, imagine Apple using NLE to rapidly iterate the design of the next iPhone. Pretty sweet, huh? Okay, so secondly, there's this thing called modular editing, which is, like, a subset of NLE. So what's so great about it? Well, you can easily put together and take apart sections of your project. It's kinda like playing with Lego blocks, but for grown-ups. Companies find it super useful, especially when they want to quickly test out new features for, let's say, a website or even a car interface. Next up, the third point, let's chat about the tools, the software that makes all of this possible. We're talking Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro X, and DaVinci Resolve. These are the big guns that are specially built to make modular editing a breeze. Moving along, for the fourth point, let's delve into some real-world stuff, shall we? Companies are using this approach for all sorts of things. Think about Netflix using NLE to whip up quick trailers to see what grabs your attention, or Tesla iterating on their autopilot feature. Fifth, it's not just tech giants getting in on the action. Even universities and research labs are like, hey, this NLE thing could really help us out. So they're using it to speed up their own projects and research. Sixth, a quick trip down memory lane here. This isn't some new fad. Nope, companies in Silicon Valley have been using NLE techniques since, like, the 90s. The OGs like Microsoft and Adobe were some of the first to see how awesome this could be. Alright, seventh, why is NLE so popular? Well, the benefits are pretty darn clear. You get speed, flexibility, and cost effectiveness. Plus, let's face it, a lot of people already know how to use these tools, so it's not a huge learning curve or anything. Eighth, you might be wondering, how is NLE used in quick prototyping? You can use modular editing, pre-made assets, and sometimes even automated processes to create anything from a mock-up of a new app to a quick prototype of a machine part. Ninth, before we wrap up, let's touch on LoFi versus HiFi prototypes. While NLE is awesome for detailed, high-fidelity prototypes, there are simpler techniques for making more basic, low-fidelity versions. Think of it like sketching out your ideas on a napkin before turning them into a masterpiece. Alright, that's the rundown, folks. Nonlinear editing is a total game changer for quick prototyping and innovation in Silicon Valley. If you want to dig deeper, I'll drop some links down below, so check them out. And hey, if you've got any questions or thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Thanks a ton for tuning in, and catch you all in the next video for more juicy tech insights.